Hello everybody, David here, and today is my DCTV podcast where I am going to be talking about all the DCTV shows that I watch, which includes Arrow, The Flash, Gotham, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl. And right now, I am going to only be talking about Gotham, maybe a little bit of Lucifer, I don't know, because that's a DC show too. So, and some Arrowverse news that that caught my interest this week. Let us begin with the first one out of the gate. Let's talk about Gotham. Gotham, another really good episode this week. I was pleasantly very happy with this episode. Okay, so what happened in this week's episode? Let's start off with Bruce Wayne, who's going, he's doing his Batman thing this season, something that I was very wary about, and eventually, now he's putting on his Bruce Wayne persona, because he needs to have that identity, People can't know that Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same person, and if Bruce Wayne is too casual and being broody as his Bruce Wayne day-to-day life, people are gonna eventually catch on and figure out, hey, this guy might be Batman, but he's putting on that billionaire bratty persona, and I am loving it. I love what David Mazouz did in that scene, the bidding war scene, where he's like bidding for some items against with Barbara and some other villains that were there. I laughed out loud. I thought it was hysterical. I thought David Mazouz did a really, really good job in that scene. It had me laughing. And obviously he went undercover in the episode as well. He did a little undercover work, which was really nice to see, because that's what Bruce Wayne does in the comics. And it kind of even reminded me of some episodes of the animated series where Batman did that. And so yeah, I was really digging the Bruce Wayne stuff. The episode actually opens a little bit with Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul. This show seems to be pronouncing his name the right way. Ra's al Ghul, showing him that he has lived for at least around 2,000 years. And that opening sequence is actually really cool. I really liked how they opened up with it looked like some big war happened, and then we see Ra's being thrown into the Lazarus pit and being resurrected. I thought that was really cool. We also see a little bit more. Oh, speaking of Ra's al Ghul, I was gonna save this for the end, but let's just talk about it now, because why not? Ra's al Ghul and Barbara making out at the end had me like, what? Something I wasn't expected. I was expecting Barbara to have teamed up with Ra's al Ghul, because that was something the producers let that be known. But for them to be in a relationship together, okay, that came out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming. That was a shock. Also, the fact that Ra's al Ghul is looking for an heir, it kind of had me on edge. Not edge, it had me a little bit like, really? So he waited 2,000 years to find the heir for his heir, which happened to be Bruce Wayne of all people. Why did he wait 2,000 years to find his heir? And anyways, whatever. That I let slide. I really like the Edward Nygma stuff happening in this episode as well. He had a girl having a crush on him, someone who's been taking care of him all this time. And I thought that was some nice, funny moments there. I think her name was it Myrtle Jenkins? That was her character name. She kind of reminded me of Harley Quinn a little bit, but for the Riddler instead. And we also get Gordon traveling, and he meets with Falcone, who's in another country. in Miami, Florida, because his doctors think it's good for him because Falcone is dying, or at least that's what he tells Gordon. And it looks like Sophia Falcone is gonna be returning to Gotham with Gordon. It looks like they might have a little fling going around, and I thought, well, okay, so I guess Gordon is going into a new relationship. But then I read somewhere that Leslie is going to be returning somewhere this season, so there might be a love triangle going on. We'll see. I'm guessing the actress who plays Leslie was filming Deadpool during this time, so they had to write her off for a while, because this is 3 episodes in and we haven't seen Leslie yet. So yeah, that makes sense. If the actress was filming Deadpool 2, if she's in that movie, they probably gave her a little bit of time to film that, and then she'll return afterwards. Which I like Leslie, so I can't wait to see her back. I think the actress that plays her does a really great job. And Ben McKenzie is obviously married to her as well, so they definitely have good chemistry on the screen. With that being said, I thought this episode was another really good episode. 3 episodes in, I'm really happy with where Gotham is going. Gotham is going strong right now. That makes me excited on where we're going, and we're just 3 episodes in, man. This is like awesome stuff. Next, let's talk about a little bit about Lucifer right now. Lucifer, I'm gonna admit I have never seen an episode of Lucifer, but I decided to check out because I was waiting for The Gifted this week to start, and The Gifted I really enjoyed quite a bit. So I was forced to watch Lucifer before that started, because Tom Welling was returning to DCTV. Unfortunately, not in the DCTV shows I want to see him in. He's going to be in the DCTV show that's separate from the Arrowverse, which is fine. Not everything, like Gotham's not connected to the Arrowverse. I still watch Gotham. But that's because it's Batman, and Batman's cool, you know? So I like those characters, and I want to see this new interpretation of them. Lucifer, for me personally, I try not to make it a religious thing. It's a little bit of that. I'm going to admit, I don't think it's right for Lucifer to be, for Hollywood to try to justify I get it. It's a TV show. So if people hate on me for that, I get it. I shouldn't view it that way, but my head just thinks that way, and I can't help it. If you like the show, that's awesome. For me, I tried watching it, giving it a chance, but I just couldn't get into it. So I even put that on the side. That logic of thinking, I put it on the side, I swear. I just, maybe because it's on its 3rd season, I'm too far off. I didn't care what was going on. So every time Tom Welling was not on screen, I just put the sound low. And then when I noticed and checked out my iPad, Twitter and whatever, and then when he was on screen, I put the volume back up just to hear. I wanted to see Tom Welling act again. I thought it was cool. So it was the first episode of Lucifer I watched, and it will probably be the last, unless I have to wait for The Gifted again. So we'll see. Other than that, it was fun seeing Tom Welling back on television. So there you go. Let's get into some Arrowverse news. First, there has been a little news on the crossover event, Crisis on Earth X, where we will be getting doppelgangers of Arrow, Supergirl, and The Flash. And there was, if you guys remember that illustration, that comic book illustration that they did for the crossover, there was a 4th villain on there going against a 4th Archer, Some people were speculating, oh, maybe it's Roy. It could still be. Maybe it's, who knows. But it has been confirmed that it is Prometheus. Prometheus is that second archer that you see going after the heroes, where you see that big clash happening, and there's the heroes on one side and the villains on the other. That fourth villain, right under, I believe it was the Yellow Flash, who I guess is Barry's doppelganger. That is Prometheus. But they're saying that Josh, I forgot his name right now, Segura, who played Adrian Chase in Arrow Season 5, he is not going to be returning. So that does have people still speculating. So could it be Colton Haynes? Maybe in Earth X, maybe Roy becomes Prometheus instead? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Maybe it's actually going to be the person who is Vigilante. I'm just coming up with that one right now because we haven't seen Vigilante's identity yet, but we know he's coming this season. They did say they were going to search. They were going to focus a little bit more on Vigilante this season, so anything is possible, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they reveal in this crossover. Sounds like it's going to be so much fun. That the crossovers are always some of my most anticipated episodes because they're a lot of fun, and I hope they just go have fun with it again this season. And now that it's actually all 4 shows, we're not getting a tease from Supergirl this time. Supergirl is going to be officially part of the team up, and so is Alex, Kara's sister. I think that's I think it's great, and then I cannot wait for the episode. Another thing that was reported this week was Bleeding Cool suggested that Gorilla Grodd will be in Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, Episode 7, titled Welcome to the Jungle. And the episode will take place in the 1960s Vietnam, and Grodd will be attempting to turn the conflict into World War III. I think this is really cool. I really love Gorilla Grodd on The Flash. Whenever he shows up, I'm always impressed on what they do with him a lot of the times. They had that really cool gladiator arena fight scene with the Flash and that other gorilla, Solvitar or something. I forgot the name of the gorilla right now. But yeah, Grodd has been really nice to see each and every season. It looks like they're going to make him a tradition each season. They need to do at least 1 or 2 Gorilla Grodd episodes. And last year they did a 2-parter. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing now him combat the Legends. There's always a part of me that wants to see Gorilla Grodd go against other heroes too, and him going to be on Legends. That was one of the cool thing about Legends last season, was seeing the Reverse Flash, Malcolm Merlyn, and Damian Dark all go against the Legends. I think Legends really pulled out all the stops last season. That's why I really thought Season 2 was a vast improvement over Season 1. Because you're building this huge universe. Just go and have fun with it. I feel like Flash is sometimes held back on some things, on what they could do. Like Flashpoint, they could have done so much more with that, and they didn't. They only made it 1 episode, and that's all we got. We didn't get to really explore Flashpoint the way I think a lot of fans really wanted. So having Legends doing a lot of that fun stuff, Legends could still have a really good season this year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. Yeah, so there we go on that. There was some news also dropped this week more about Legends, about Firestorm, how Firestorm might it was giving information on the characters, each individual characters. The one that stood out to me was Firestorm and Victor Garber's character, Martin Stein, on how he's going to be going through this way of thinking that he wants to be with his family. Like some of the themes that they were exploring last season. He has this daughter now that he never really got to know. And so he's always been on this time ship traveling through time that he never really got a real chance since this aberration started last season. He never got a real chance to really know her. We have only seen her in like 3 episodes, I believe. So the two of the crossover episodes, the invasion crossover, as well as another episode where they came back briefly to 2017. So yeah, I mean, him thinking that way has some people thinking, well, are they planning on writing Martin Stein out? Or like, because, you know, that sounds like where do you end the character as the season goes on? Does he accept that, you know what, I can't see my daughter? Or will they bring the daughter onto the ship? Because that's something that Legends doesn't really have, unless you count Gideon. They don't have a character that's really like Felicity. They don't have a Felicity or a Caitlin or a Cisco. Or in Supergirl, they have Winn. They don't have a character like that who can help them from the comms. You'd think that would be Dr. Stein, but he doesn't really do too much of that either. But then again, like I said, you have this computer system, Gideon. Do you need somebody behind the computer when the computer can just talk to you and give you the information anyways? What would happen to Gideon if you did get a character to be their computer hacker or someone? Would she just be a voice that just talks back to that character? I don't know. But look, whatever they decide, I'll always give it a chance because I think these writers deserve that by this point. You know, they're not dumb. They realize when something's not working, something's not working. And if it is, they'll stick with it. So we'll see. With that being said, guys, I think I'm pretty sure there's some news that I'm forgetting, but I forgot to write them all down. Those were some of the ones that I did write down. And this week, a lot of the shows returned back to television. I'm really looking forward to it all because I've really missed a lot of these shows. Flash, Arrow, Legends, and Supergirl. So it's going to be great for next week to have a full-on episode of my podcast talking about all of them and what I really love about each and every episode. That's the great thing about this podcast. I'm going to talk about all these DC shows and go through as much detail as I can from them that I can remember. I should take notes, I know, but I'm lazy, so that's not going to happen. I just do things from memory. So I'm probably missing things from Gotham. So if I did miss anything important on Gotham that you guys think I should have talked about, comment below. Let's have a conversation going. I want to get in touch with other fans, and that's why I do these things. So other fans can hear my opinion, and then I can hear theirs as well. So with that being said, guys, I'm ending this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Let's hope for a great week of DCTV. When the other shows are back, I'll be doing my best and worst episode of the weeks again. I enjoyed doing that last time, last season when we were towards the end, when I started doing all this. So let's hope for a really good week. I can't wait to see the premieres of a lot of these shows. So until next week, take care.